I'm Greg Zanas, inventor of DreamCar123.com. I'd like to tell you some of the major features of the car that are very much unique inventions. Of course, you've heard of some of these before, but one thing is this frame is able to hold more batteries than any other electric car that there is. And more batteries, of course, means more power. When you have more power, you also have more range and ability to do more things. One of the batteries will be dedicated strictly to the heater. One of the batteries will be dedicated strictly to the headlights. And one of the batteries will be dedicated strictly to the neon lights. Another thing about having more batteries is when your batteries run out, if you're running on 15 batteries and you go 90 miles, you'll be able to swap over to another pack of batteries. And you can do that repetitively because we have 80 batteries on this car. Another thing is this car weighs more than the average car, weighing close to 4 tons and or 8,000 pounds. This can be very beneficial in a car crash. If you hit a standard car that weighs 3,000 pounds or 4,000 pounds, you're going to be able to survive that crash because your car is heavier and stronger. Another thing on this car is a heavier steel frame, so heavy that and so big that it actually wraps around the outsides of the tires. This is a first ever, very similar to a bumper car at an amusement park. So having a heavier steel frame like this one offers you much, much more protection. Also, along with the heavy steel frame, you also have heavy steel tubular I-beam support. This is one of the members that will go around and protect your car. You can see in here, it's almost a 1/4 inch thick. It's called 4-inch tube stock. This car is being designed to save your life. Another feature of the car are these tires that are gel filled, so you'll never have an accident because you have a blowout. Another thing about gel-filled tires is you're going to gain inertia. These tires will be spinning in the same direction that the car is going, and it will give you a different type of power called centrifugal force. Another one of the features of the car are the pre-inflated airbags that are inside of the car. The nose cone itself will have a pre-inflated airbag. The windshield will already have 3 inches of a pre-inflated airbag. Nobody's ever done that before in a car. And also the rest of the interior of the car is padded Kevlar. Another feature of this car is it's a 1-seater car, which gives you 2 feet from here to where the driver is of safety. When you're in the car, it's also considered a road cage. Most cars, when they have a crash test, only have this frame member here. Ours will stop you right here. Today, the side impact crash tests are rated against each other. When this car starts being produced, it's going to set a whole new standard of the side impact, sometimes commonly referred to as a T-bone crash. So what we're saying is they're comparing apples and apples. Ours will be sort of comparing apples and oranges. Ours will be a better car. Nobody's really tried to do this before. Another feature of our car is wraparound lighting along with a wraparound bumper. This car is going to be so visible at night that nothing will compare to it. I remember when I was a kid in 1971, they came out with side marker lights. This is very similar to side marker lights, except the whole body is totally lit up like no other car. Another feature of this particular car it's covered in 1/2-inch bulletproof glass. This will protect the occupant. This is kind of being built like a tank. If our boys in Iraq weren't driving around in Hummers and were driving around in the Dream Car, they'd be able to go through a regular war zone without even getting hurt. What we're doing is we're trying to build a safer car. Another feature of this car will be the frame will be stainless steel instead of standard steel, and this will never ever rot away. This is considered a millennial car. Today, when you buy a car 10 or 20 years later, if you live in Illinois, it's a piece of junk because it's rotted away. They don't make cars to last. As long as we're building a very futuristic car that won't be going out of style, we might as well make a car that's going to last 100 years. Cars that are made 100 years ago were also had a lot of wood in them and a lot of steel, and all that's designed to destroy the car. Another feature of this car is the electric motor itself. In comparison to a gas motor, an electric motor only has one moving part. A gas motor has 50 or 60 moving parts in it. This is already made to not last you a long time. I've been told that electric motors have the ability of lasting 100,000 miles to 1,000,000 miles. Wouldn't that be beautiful, never to have to replace the motor as long as you own the car? And I'm Greg Zanis, and I thought I'd point out some of the features of the car that no other car has ever done before. Thank you very much. And you can go to our webpage and see photographs of the entire project. And if you want to go to YouTube, you could also become a subscriber and keep up with what we're talking about regularly. We'll be posting videos all the time. Thank you very much. I'm Greg Zanis, inventor of DreamCar123.com.